I pop shit, they went pop. They bought Birkins, I bought stock. They still on the boat, I'm on the yacht. They taking shots, I'm taking spots. I see the shade, then they get blocked. They see the chain, then they went blind. Yeah, I know I'm different, I'm one of a kind. I took off on bitches and left them behind. How do you hate me if I'm on your mind? Sending me.
Happy Pride, everyone. I am so excited for this video. I had recorded this video like months ago, but I was like, I should record it again because one, it was really long, and also I just feel like I have better language to explain what I wanted to talk about in this video now. So it is Pride Month, and I wanted to do a video about my intersectional identities and why these identities are important to me, and also why it's important for you to embrace your intersectional identities. So I identify as a Black, queer, disabled, non-binary femme. My pronouns are they, them, and a lot of my family is not aware of that because I just don't feel comfortable telling them that, but they're going to see this video and now they know. I made the decision to be open with my queerness and who I am as a person over the past 4 years. I would say that being in my PhD program, being around other queer folk made me feel more comfortable with coming forward and stepping out and coming out and being okay with being out. And I think for me, because I am married to a cis-het male who is heterosexual, people do not believe that I can be pansexual or non-binary because they are just not educated on the thing. They think that because I'm married to a man that I only like men and that I've always only liked men, but that hasn't been true. So a lot of stuff around my queerness and my identities was hidden for a long time. People that knew, but I really didn't talk about it openly because I wasn't comfortable with it. And there was a time in my life, particularly in high school, where I was a Bible thumper. I know that's hard to believe, but I was a Bible thumper, and I was one of those people who believed that you can't be born gay. And I found myself really pushing down how I truly felt deep down inside and the experiences that I had had because I did not want to be labeled as queer. But as I got older, as I became more educated and surrounded myself with more people who were like me, I became more comfortable with the idea that I am queer and it's okay. As someone who is Black and fat, it is also a part of my identities, right? So when you first see me, you know that I'm a Black person. I'm femme presenting, so you're like, oh, that's a Black woman. And I'm fat, right? Like, there's no way around it. A lot of times on social media, people will try to use my weight as a way to make me feel bad about myself, but like, I know that I'm fat. Like, I see my body, I get dressed, I know what I look like, and I'm okay with being fat. And I think that a lot of people are not okay with fat people being okay with being fat. But that is also a part of my identities and plays a role in how I'm treated in the world. Another part of my identity is being disabled. I had a point in my life where I was physically disabled and I had to walk with a cane and a walker for about 2 years, and that really opened my eyes to the experiences of other disabled folks and how hard it is, out here for folks to feel comfortable. I'm not saying that I wasn't aware of it before, but actually experiencing being disabled really can open your eyes to just how inaccessible the world is around you. And I still have mobility issues, but I no longer walk with a cane or a walker, so people don't know that I'm disabled. I also have invisible illnesses that also render me disabled at times and really impact my mobility and my ability to do certain things in life. And on top of that, as y'all know, I have ADHD and autism and mental health disorders that also impact my ability to do things. So being disabled for me is not a bad thing. It's just something that I had to accept and better understand that this is a part of who I am and it's okay. So all of my identities are important because they make up who I am as a person, right? When we think about an onion has layers, and all of my identities are a different layer of myself. But I have become more authentic with myself with stepping forward with my identities and leading with my identities. I make it clear in everything that I do, every bio that I have, every guest lecture that I do, workshop training, of what my identities are, so people can know who this person is in the room and how they may be able to identify with them, which I think is really important. For you all, I want you all to really think about your own identities and what makes you, you. And I want you all to realize that your identities are important and that it is important for you to learn how to be comfortable with yourself. It can be really, really difficult in this world to be comfortable with yourself, especially when you look like me and people don't want you to be comfortable with yourself, right? We see it in the media, we hear it in the music, we see it everywhere in conversations where people are being mean, they're being fatphobic, they're being racist, homophobic, transphobic, so on and so forth, classist, all of these things, right? And I come from a working class, poor family background, and that also plays a role in my identities. And I used to be embarrassed a lot about that, especially like as it pertains to my relationship with my birth mom and also her living arrangements. I used to find myself really embarrassed about that and embarrassed to talk about that openly. But now I'm in a place where I realize it's okay. And I really want to encourage you all to do the same. Take a moment this Pride Month, and I want you to sit with yourself and write down all of your identities in a notebook. And then I want you to write down what is beautiful about each of those identities, because you need to find the beauty in who you are and be okay with who you are. You may not like a few things, you may want to change a few things, but if you deep down hate who you are as a person, it's really important for you to unlearn that hatred, figure out where that hatred came from, and try your best to learn to live with who you are. You may not learn to love who you are, right, realistically, but you can learn to live with who you are, and I think that's really important. So happy Pride Month to everyone. I hope that this video was helpful, and if you have any questions or any comments about how you present your intersecting identities, please comment down below, and I will be back with another video.
I pop shit, they went pop, they bought Birkins, I bought